What's up everybody, Steve here. I hope you're doing well. Several videos back I talked about opening multiple bank accounts as well as multiple accounts with credit unions because I believe that I don't know, I think it's safer to diversify cash amongst multiple entities. So I got a story for you guys. So a few weeks ago I go to one of my banking institutions, Fifth Third, and I've done business with them for years and years. I mean, we opened up our real estate brokerage with Fifth Third. I mean, I've been with them for a long time. I think that they are a great bank, but unfortunately this one specific branch appears to have some issues, and I don't think it's based on location in any sense because they are right off of US 41 in Southwest Florida, which is main corridor going north and south. Anyway, so I go into this branch a few weeks ago and I wanted to do a cash withdrawal because we bought that hurricane condo that we're remodeling, and some contractors I like to pay cash because you know, you can get better deals if you pay cash. So at that time I requested a withdrawal of, I think it was $2,500, and the lady was she was nice, she was polite, but she's like, you know, I just don't know if I can do it. And I was like, well, you know, I really need the cash because I got to pay this contractor, and you know, I need it now. He's waiting on me. So she's like, well, I'll see what I can do. So she's like scrounging around, she's talking to managers, comes back and she's like, okay, we can do it, but you know, you're gonna get some small bills. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I got a bunch of small bills, got the $2,500 excuse me, and then and paid my contractor. Everything's fine. So not too long ago, about 3 or 4 days ago, I go to the same branch, and we had another business entity that we decided to dissolve, close down. Just wasn't worth keeping it. And so there was 2 accounts. One had $1,600 in it and the other account had $1,000 in it. So I showed the dissolution documentation for dissolving the company on Sunbiz, and she's like, sure, no problem, I can close it out for you. She goes, well, we're gonna need to cut a cashier's check in the name of the company to you. And I was like, well, I don't have any other banking institutions for that entity, so if you cut a cashier's check in the name of that entity, then I can't cash it anywhere. The whole point is dissolving everything. And she's like, okay. I was like, but you know, I'll take the cash. And she's like, oh, I just don't know if I have the funds in the branch. And she's like, Brinks, you know, they're delayed right now, and yeah, it's really frustrating. And I was like, well, I need to get this thing done and closed out, so what can we do? So takes about 5 minutes. She comes back and she's like, okay, here's what I can do. I can get you the $1,000 cash on this one, and it's going to be small bills, and we'll have to figure out the $1,600 on the other one. And I was like, okay. So anyway, she closes out the one account. It was the business savings account, get the $1,000, and then she proceeds to scramble for the other $1,600. She's the manager of the branch, really nice lady, and she's just, I felt like the employees are kind of handcuffed with what they have to the tools and resources that they have. So I think it's very frustrating for them as well. But I sat there, I was patient, I didn't really have much going on. So I was like, you know, do what you need to do, I'll take a seat. And anyway, she's trying to basically transfer the money, the 16, and this is why I suggest, I go, why don't you transfer the $1,600 into my personal checking and we call it a day? I go, I got no problems with that. So she tries to do that, doesn't work, because a lot of times there's restrictions from transferring money from a business account to a personal account. So I was like, okay, you know, what are we gonna do? So she's kind of like taking some time trying to figure this out. You would think that they would have gone through this with other clients in the past, but whatever. Anyway, she's going through this process, and then she's like, oh, I got an idea. So basically what she did was she took the basically made it as a cash withdrawal and a deposit that happened at the same time into my personal checking account. So it was just another way to skin a cat, as they say, right? So anyway, I get the deposit into my personal checking account, but it led me to like do this video. I'm like, how is a bank, and maybe you guys can help me out, help educate me, because I haven't done a whole lot of research on bank runs or anything like that, or bail-ins. And I don't think that these banks just don't have money. I think that I don't know if it's certain restrictions that we're trying to go into a full-on digital currency, which we're basically there, but it's something else going on where they're just trying to do everything they can to remove cash from the system. And I feel like that's what's going down. I'm not 100% sure. This is my area of expertise. Maybe you guys have an idea. If we can have that conversation in the description below, I would appreciate it, because at this point in time, I'm looking at it like I just need to start getting more and more cash out of accounts just to have, and you know, at all times, which I said that in the other video when I was putting money in different bank accounts and credit unions, that it is a good idea to have a certain amount of cash, especially if something happens and the grid goes down or whatever the case is. You have something to barter with, which would be cash currency. You know, if you got credit cards that don't work or debit cards that don't work because electric's out or whatever, then you're kind of screwed. And here in Florida with hurricanes and everything, it's important to have cash on hand, because you don't know if, you know, the electricity is going to go out and you don't have access to cash. So it's important to have, but it's getting me to start thinking like, maybe I need to bump up the cash reserves that I have and just increase that and put them into, you know, safe, secure, fireproof, weatherproof locations, that just, maybe it's more of a peace of mind for me or whatever, but I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section below. And as always, I appreciate you guys being with me here today, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See ya.